All right, y'all, it's a new year. Market's pretty hot. Let's talk some Austin real estate. What's going on, y'all? It's Mason Bleasdell, your Austin real estate agent. Today we are at the Codependent. If you're looking for a cool coffee shop downtown, cocktail bar, it flips over in the afternoon. This is a really rad spot. Super cool date night, super cool get some work done. They have a no laptop rule after 4 p.m. I kind of appreciate that though. But anyhow, if you're a Wi-Fi nomad like me, this is definitely a good spot to check out. So let's talk some Austin real estate. Now, of course, we're in February of 2024 already. Hard to believe it, but we're gonna be taking a look at some closed statistics from January. The numbers are a little weird. We're also gonna talk briefly about some current stats from this week as of the time we're filming this, as well as kind of my thoughts. I've seen a lot of interesting things, I think, in the market. Just as we're continuing to change, the financial markets are at an all-time high right now. It's just a weird one. The Fed keeps moving stuff around, so let's jump right into it and let's start off currently talking about some stats as of today. So this week in the entire Austin MLS, so Austin and all of its suburbs, we saw 945 new listings. That's pretty typical for a week in February now. At that same time though, we saw 1,023 homes go pending, a pretty substantial 10% more homes went pending than came on the market. We'll talk a little bit more about that and kind of my thoughts in a minute. At that same time, the last week, we saw 881 homes do price drops. So also pretty interesting. That number's down from what it has been for the past little while. So I'll talk more about my personal thoughts at the end here, but interesting points showing a really strong Austin market. Now, let's talk about some closed statistics for January. Again, the entire Austin MLS, and these stats are gonna be indicative of the market, that late November and December market, of course, because they closed in January, meaning they went under contract back then. Now, January 2024, we saw 1,901 homes closed. We saw an average sales price at $522,331. Average price per square foot at $249. Average percent of list price to sales price, at list price to sales price ratio at 96%. That is very, very normal for homes that go under contract in that late November and December timeframe. This is why I tell all my investors, if you're gonna do it, buy in December, and all of them do. Every single year, you're gonna get the best deals. Now, generally, there's the least to choose from. That's usually our lowest market inventory time of year, but you can see from that statistic, this is when you get the best deals. At that same time, we saw 79 average days on market. Talking medians just really fast, we saw a median price at $420,000. Median price per square foot at 216, median list price to sales price ratio at 97%, and a median days on market at 57. That's pretty well unchanged from the December statistics we looked at last month. Now, comparing it to 2023, so 1 year ago closed stats, we saw an average sales price at $540,000, average price per square foot at $258. That list price sales price ratio, again, in the low 96% range. It's what I tell people, if you want a good deal, buy in December. And a 65 days on market. Median's just really fast, $436,000. $221 per square foot, and that percentage list price sales price ratio at 97 with a 50 days on market median. Now, what can we draw from all of this? Well, like I mentioned in the very beginning, the current stats are showing a really, really strong market. I'll be totally honest, this is what every realtor loves to throw around. Oh, we have no inventory. Literally, I was showing some clients just this weekend houses down in the Circle C kind of area, so southwest of Austin. What they want, we can shop from about $600 up to about $800,000. They want a 4-bedroom house, somewhere in the 2,000 square foot range. You think there'd be a dime a dozen. There's like 5. It's nuts. And when we were taking a look at houses, there were other agents showing that same house right before and after us each time. There really isn't that much to look for. At the same time, I've got another client. We're looking in that Pflugerville, Round Rock kind of area, northeast of town in the suburbs. All they want is a 2-story house that has an open living room, open to a 2nd story. We've got a price range up to about $575. Again, literally one house to choose from, and that one house is way out. So a little bit too far out for them and at the very top of their budget. It's really crazy. There really isn't much inventory. Now, that's pretty typical for this time of year. It's not abnormal, but that number of pendings versus that number of new is not particularly surprising to me, in my opinion. Also, we're seeing mortgage rates in that mid-6 range. You know, for just a minute there, we got really, really close to touching 6. They've come up a little bit. Obviously, the Fed meeting last week made some weird changes. You know, we'll continue to see as this market evolves, but the S&P 500 keeps closing at all-time highs. So we'll see. It's a weird time, but at the end of the day, Austin's really strong. I'm moving folks here that are being relocated for Tesla all the time. I'm showing a client who's flying in from Los Angeles. You may be watching this. From the Los Angeles area, we're taking a look at houses on Thursday. It's a heavily relocation city that's always kept Austin really strong, and we've got a really diversified economy too. So if you're thinking about selling, honestly, probably a pretty good time to do it. At least the best time I think we've had in the last year. If you're thinking about buying, rates are pretty reasonable. There are some good deals out there. There's not a ton to choose from, but again, that goes to my sellers. If you're thinking about it, it might be the time. So we'll see. It'll be an interesting market, especially as we go into the spring, but thanks for joining on this one. I'll see you guys next month. If you want to chat about what this means more specifically for you, I love talking these things. Shoot me a call, text, email. My contact info is on the screen. I'll see y'all next time. Thank you.